Hello, guys. Thank you for joining me in the aftermath of our police commissioner meeting today. Um, I am gutted. I think I am beyond nauseous, and I've had to process a lot. So I appreciate everyone bearing with me. So you guys saw that I just changed the title of this live because um I was trying to understand how to convey the message, right? That's like every single day we're tasked with that task. Every single time we try to figure out if there's any possible way to make it any clearer. So that's why I changed the title to The Silent They Choose and the Truth That We Carry, because that's what we're going to speak about today. Thank you so much for all of your support there today. It really meant a lot. Hello, C. Thank you. No More Kids in Scientology. Thank you, Linda. Thank you, Gigi. SJ. Tampa A. Thank you so much. We're powerful when we have the truth, guys. We're powerful when we are tasked to bypass the people that have the authority, that have the education, that have the resources, that have the money, that have the guns, that have the laws, that have the judges, that have the lawyers. That's what we're up against. That's what the kids that grew up in Scientology are up against all of that. Never mind. Never mind escaping the torture. What they all knew was going on inside of their disgusting hotels. And that's what we're talking about today. The fact that they knew. And all of you that have been watching my channel since I started it, you know that that has been what I've been shouting as loud and as clear as I can possibly do. But to find out that all of these barriers that have been imposed on all of us, the survivors of this disgusting hotel, to keep being told there's just no evidence. We don't know. That's your allegation. We have no idea. We can't take you at your word, right? We've been sounding the alarm because other kids are getting abused. Other kids are getting exposed. Other adults, like Rebecca Minkoff, is out there pretending that she can do anything she wants to those kids that L. Ron Hubbard gave her the idea to do. Rebecca Minkoff has 4 kids, ages 13, 10, 7, and 2. Turns out when we were most vulnerable, The kids that are most at risk, in case anyone is clueless, in case anyone is too stupid to put 2 and 2 together, is, yeah, right there. You know what? Below the age of 12, that category right there is the most at risk. That category right there is the most abused. That category right there is the most. A 7-year-old is who we were talking about today. We were stuck in these buildings with all of these crazy, deranged, indefensible adults that have been caught in the act, that have been caught with their literal pants down. But like I said, this isn't just the Scientology parents. This isn't just the Scientology executives. This is law enforcement of these United States of America that have had the evidence inside of their buildings and are sitting there twiddling their thumbs. Just like this. It's a great day to do nothing about the evidence that we have. It's a great day to ignore the voices of all the children that cannot advocate for themselves. In case nobody understands that, in case nobody gets the severity of that, I mean, how many more ways are we going to have to present those facts to everybody? Thank you, Carol. Yeah, I mean, we'll keep doing what we're doing. I mean, and we shouldn't have to. We shouldn't have to keep doing what we're doing. We shouldn't have to do any more. How much more clearer can it get? And for any of those who didn't watch the LAPD commissioner meeting, just go back to Audit LA streamed it, Michael streamed it, Fat Granny streamed it. It was streamed. Scientology mother knew. The Scientology parents knew. The LAPD knew. The mandated reporters sworn by law and duty knew. They all knew. And yet the reports were never filed. The crimes were never pursued. The children, the kids that never consented, have never been saved. How many mandated reporters does it take to ensure that no reports are actually made? Put it in the chat. Start calculating just how many mandated reporters are in this chain of corruption that leads right back to LAPD headquarters, where they have told us for years the reason we have never done anything is because we haven't seen anything. We haven't been told anything. We haven't seen any evidence. You have no idea how hard it is to do our job with all their tools, with all the evidence sitting in their buildings, already inside, already in mandated reporters' hands. Breaking news to the LAPD, all of y'all are mandated reporters. Every last shred of you is a mandated reporter. Imagine that the kids that grew up in Scientology not knowing what the F a mandated reporter was, because mind you, we were cut off from teachers, mandated reporters. We were cut off from therapists, mandated reporters. We were cut off from doctors, mandated reporters. We were told that mandated reporters, such as psychiatrists, therapists, doctors, really wanted to destroy the whole world, right? So we were literally cut off from any source of mandated reporter. Why? Ask yourselves. And then ask yourselves what type of parent puts a kid in there, in that environment. Start asking yourselves the right questions. That would be a really great start. How many mandated reporters does it take to actually not have any reports of systemic child abuse, institutional, the type that the parent knew, the type that the executive in Scientology knew? They knew. They video recorded it. They transcribed it. They wrote it in reports. They CC'd each other. Carbon copy. Here it is. You are also informed. You are also informed. You are also fucking informed. They're all informed. They're all typing it away. Let's really write it to this person. Let's really write it to this other one. Let's really write it to this other one. How disgusting this. Where the fuck is everyone's confront of fucking evil? Y'all are just a bunch of complete imbecile idiots that are now having to, good luck to all of us that were left for roadkill and are still trying to survive as the fucking roadkill they left us at. Mind you, with that big handicap, we're still here. Oh, look at this receipt, guys. Look what we just found in your fucking files. Look, remember? What was it? Oh yeah, no one can find anything, We just really, it sucks to you. You better luck next lifetime. They play a violin, you guys. Oh yeah, let me just play this violin. Oh, you know what? You must be at the wrong department. You must have not. How many eyes must deliberately turn away before an entire system collapses under the weight of its own complicity? Thank you, SJ. Exactly. It would take one mandated reporter. One. Where's the one? Where's the one example of that in this chain? Where the hell is that one that it would have taken to stop any of this? And yet, I guess all the mandated reporters is like, are you a mandated reporter? Oh yeah, let me grab a hammer. Let me grab a nail and let me kneecap you. Great. Who else is a mandated reporter? Oh yeah, come here. Let me grab a nail. Put your knee right here. Let me handicap you. Kneecapped. They're kneecapped. Useless as fuck. That's what we have. On the record, mandated reporters that are useless as fuck. That didn't do their job, that didn't give an F, that were just like, oh, look, here's the evidence. Oh, look, this is real weird that this woman is writing what she's writing. It's not weird for them in the hotel, you guys. Remember, this is a big out security. Remember, little Ruthie is, in a lot of trouble right now because she went out security. They were knowing that about themselves, mind you. They were knowing that these secret reports they were CCing each other on were not supposed to be in the hands of the outside because they're not going to get how Scientology works. Yes, Amanda, this is exactly what they need. And imagine that if they did that, they would find what I wrote in one page times a billion. Talk about a billion-year contract. They have this times a billion inside of the hotel. What have I said? Ad nauseum. I'm so sick and tired of repeating myself for the last how many videos have I made? They video recorded it all. They transcribed it all. Then they even on top of that spoke between each other, the Scientology parent to the ethics officer, to the registrar, because they really wanted to charge the Amex to really sell another package, to really clean another thing, to really float stuff. That's how they roll inside of that disgusting hotel. They float it away. But, not without a tax incentive, of course. Not without that. Without a tax incentive, you're not floating jack shit. Period. You don't got the $20,000 to, start floating those self-admitted felonies we're going to ask you about, then it's not your lucky day. You're not going to have that floated. You cannot get the audit. That's how transactional this has all been. Is the business of the most depraved, insane thing anyone ever possibly heard of, given the fact that is copious amounts of underage kids, unlimited, for every last Scientology parent that thought it's a great day for my kid to go to a hotel where all mandate reporters are kneecapped. It's a great way for me to expose my entire family to that. It's a great day to do that. And it would be great to keep them all there for decades. And it would be great to, tell the kids, the malleable adults in small bodies that they are, that if they ever dare to see through our bullshit, that the entire family will cut them off, that they're going to be told disgusting, degraded, all manner of ludicrous word salad that they inside of the hotel think is also valid and also logical and superior, mind you. Imagine being so stupid that you think that you're superior than others. That's who we're talking about here. In case, again, that's just still going over people's heads. Because you know what? A lot of shit, turns out, is going over people's heads, you guys. Yes, it's all there. It's all there, man. It's all there, Linda. I mean, it's all laid out there. And again, that is not but the tip of the literal ice fucking berg. Did we not say this was Epstein and Diddy on steroids? Add fentanyl on top of it now. Add it. Add it. Add it to what these kids have to face with. These drone parents that are literally out of their mind, that they know that they're literally out of their mind. This woman admitted to knowing. This woman admitted to everything. This woman admitted to, oh yeah, we really get a lot of subpoenas at my office, and I wouldn't want to be caught with CP on it because you know what? That would really be a great inconvenience. In what world was CP in your fucking computer in the first place? And why the F was the cops not called? Why was she threatening to tell the cops if, oh, I'm really going to go to the cops if you come to my kid again? It's like, in what world can you sit there saying you're going to call the cops if you ever see him again when all the criminal evidence was already known to this woman? Because what we know is that they will tell us that they didn't know. They will sit before us straight face and steady and tell you there was just not enough proof. There was just not enough evidence. There's never enough reason to act to protect the kids. Just none. Zero. Look at the public record because that's how soiled everyone is. This is of your own making. This is soilness and excrement of your own making because you know what? If you knew, what in the F did you know? When did you know it? And what in the F did you do right after? Three questions that need to be answered. What in the F did you find out? And what in the F did you do right after? What in the F? Because all we have is a trail of obstruction, a trail of everyone apparently being very easy to kneecap. Good to know. That's what we're saying, CMBR. We're talking about an epidemic. We're talking about the pandemic of cowardice that has existed between, including but not at all limited to, LAPD, Clearwater Police Department, the two major hubs of the scourge of disgusting convicted felon L. Ron Hubbard. Two hubs, two cities where their entire council, their entire mayor's offices, their entire police departments have been gutted by the fair game of Scientology. And it's a fair game that is so dumb, so stupid. It's a fair game they built themselves with literal fruit baskets, cutesifying themselves. What was cute about what in the F I just wrote? What was cute about it? Think about it. Literally think about it. We are here now with evidence, the admissions, stories that have been buried for 75 years and counting. No more pretending, no more waiting for the right words, for the right time, for the right proof. Correct, Manta. LA has a very dysfunctional governing culture, and it's all getting exposed. It's all getting burned down to the ground like the Palisade fires and then some. Because that's what's being exposed here. The amount of oil, the amount of kids this monster has had to be fed. And everybody bows down to the monster and keeps feeding it the kids. It's that simple. There's a monster. He turns others into his recruiters and he wants to be fed kids. And the very dysfunctional governing culture of Los Angeles has stood for that. This city, Los Angeles, this city that's been home to what the dreamers, the American dream really can be having here. Well, for the kids that grew up in Scientology is they be damned. They be damned to be brought to this city. As Jenna said, as Jenna literally said, she was moved here, which she was what, 3 or 4? Her most vulnerable years, her most vulnerable states. Scientology parents that wanted to save a world. Oh, we're really doing the planetary clearing. Don't you worry about it. You can go and F yourself. Go look after yourself. Stop being banky. Stop being a problem. Stop being a stop. Stop being a block. Stop being counterintention. All manner of things that these Scientology parents would tell their kids to enslave them, to coerce them, to humiliate them. Kids in Scientology grew up humiliated by how they're being spoken to by these parents that want to be worshipped. I mean, imagine they're super infantile, but then Literally, they really pretend that they're the adults in the room. Meanwhile, they're just like full-blown infantile idiots that have no critical thinking skills, no common sense. It's all gone. By the time all the planted, groomed definitions go in their head, they're already like diluted beyond repair. Literally, look, where's the exhibits of them getting repaired? Where's the exhibits of them even fessing up to anything? Because again, we caught one fessing up to everything, but does she have any remorse? No. Does she have anything? Oh, this was bad, this was wrong, no. They're proud to cover it up. That's part of their benefit, to be part of that whole little cover-up culture. They're nothing but a literal cover-up culture full of vultures. But no one can figure it out still, right? We're still very confused. It's very, very like, oh, it could have been this, it could have been that. BS. As of today, everyone is informed that there is no wondering anymore. Because like I told you, this is one document. There's tens of thousands of these documents written in those disgusting files all over themselves. They prided themselves that the more they were document their criminal activity, the more they were, really saving our world. So imagine how stupid they really have to be to go, oh, I'm going to document all my criminality and I'm not going to pretend that that's how I save our world. I mean, how convenient, how greatly convenient for them. What has been failed is to protect the most vulnerable, the kids growing up in Scientology. They have been ignored and they just been locked away in Scientology buildings, commercial buildings, hotel buildings, all manner of buildings that these people grab and conduct themselves in a manner where all kids are miniature adults. They force kids into silence under threats, under contracts. We were bonded at 15 years old. $1 million bonding is what they called it before the golden age of tech was released. David Cook went around handing forms to underage kids. You really must not talk about anything that happens here at this hotel, or otherwise when I come for you, $1 million, really sign this NDA, really sign this thing here. Really never tell anyone about the disgusting grooming we're having you exposed to. Really never tell anyone that we were drilling, asking teddy bears how they masturbated today. Why do you think this woman knew how her ex-son-in-law was masturbating all over the computers? Because that's what in the F they talk about. This man told on himself. This man went to Scientology to get it all laundered. How stupid is anyone at this point, honestly? Because they forced them to sign NDAs, contracts that no kid could ever consent to. I don't give an F if the deranged, disgusting parents said, oh yeah, but I'm going to override my 8-year-old's right to consent, and I'm going to grab his hand and I'm going to tell him, you do want to save the world for 1 billion years, don't you? Don't you want to become a martyr like us? Don't you want to have it to like it rough like us? Like we like being horrifically abused at those hotels? We pay for that. That's what the Scientology parents are doing for all of you that really want to go rescue them. They pay to be abused. Did anyone not get that memo? Did anyone not go, oh, look, here's an invoice. You pay $10,000 for that. Did you like it that much? $10,000 for you to be, tortured for 100 hours? Oh, but they were getting their tax write-off. Don't forget. Don't forget. This is on top of a tax write-off. So they pay to get abused. They pay to be tortured. They pay to like it as much rough as L. Ron Hubbard pitched. And then y'all want to go save the parents, save the ones that can martyrize themselves. That's why this subject hasn't moved in 75 years. Because as much as you guys can go, oh, that's repugnant, adults shouldn't be martyrizing themselves and getting off on it, that's what they are allowed to do for themselves. If they pay for it, if they want it, if they don't want to get out of the hotel, if they just love it so much, if they want to keep writing success stories, I don't give an F how many more success stories a grown-ass adult wants to write for their fucking self. Is the fact I have no scruples left to think and then go, oh, but then my kid too. My kid, the one that can consent, the one that you convince yourself was an adult so that they could consent, because that's how deranged these Scientology parents are. They disassociated themselves from reality and went, oh, but my child's an adult. He really knows what he wants for himself. We're that special here. Because remember, he's not a child, he's a Thetan. All manner of word salad that can be going around to keep you in shifting sands. As a child, you don't know that they were all so full of shit. And you could have never imagined that they were also full of shit and they knew they were full of shit and they still pretend today like, oh, but we had no clue. We really thought we were saving our world. The fascination of America for cults. F your fascination. A bunch of grown-ass adults like it extremely rough and tough, and they want to F each other in whatever ways they want at those hotels and at those places that they get all for themselves. Let them. Ensure no kid is involved. Ensure those adults aren't having children and exposing them to what they can consent to, like, and do as crazy as they ever want. No one has time to go babysit adults. In case nobody notices, plenty of other shit to do than going around policing adults that want to do whatever in the F it is that they want to do to themselves. But apparently that's still also not clear and everyone's very confused and everyone's like, oh no, but I thought that. What has been ignored is the cries, the disappearances, the damning whispers that have echoed through generations. The LAPD, the institution tasked with upholding justice, was handed these reports. They were vetted, forensically verified, yet nothing was done. Nothing. Nothing. How easy would it have been for someone to go, oh, it says here Joe's groy. Oh, let me call up Joe. What up, Joe? You wouldn't believe what type of report is here showing up here at LAPD where your turns out ex-mother-in-law, yeah, you know, she's saying that she's saying some shit here. Could you just come over and, you know, let's just talk it out real quick. No one could be bothered to do that at the LAPD. Imagine that. Nothing. Imagine a system designed to catch the worst of society's crimes, right? What is the worst of society's crimes? Those committed against kids. Even the worst criminal, the most deranged, can give you that answer. That is the code of the criminal. Kids are off fucking limits. The code of the criminal is kids are off limits. Well, guess what the Scientology parents did? Took off all limits. Expose their kids. There you go. Save a world. That's what's being denounced. In case everyone's too stupid, they don't get it, they don't understand it. Please, save us the stupidity at this point. Because the system that was designed to catch the worst of society's crime, the system of mandated reporters in the police, in the doctor's office, in the teacher's office, in the religious spaces, How is anyone going to find these crimes if they're actively being buried underground, waiting for statutes of limitations of the kids to run out? They already know. They've already studied it. They already have. Oh, it says here that if you really abuse a kid since they were 6 years old, most of them don't even make it alive. Most of them don't even make it past the 30. Most of them are so, cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs because we really have fried their brains so much since they really couldn't take it like that at 4. Then, we should be in the clear. That's the OSA handling. That's the OSA think. The legacy of Mike Rinder is right there. The co-conspirator of degenerate L. Ron Hubbard is him, the one that was sanitizing L. Ron Hubbard's image all over the world. Oh my God, he was such a great person. Oh my God, he was really a humanitarian. Oh my God, let me grab Miriam's mom and 3 kids from Australia, traffic him into the United States and make this woman my slave here. That she really likes it. She loves it here so much. She doesn't give an F that she's got 3 kids. She doesn't give an F that her husband is now, going after her daughter. She doesn't give an F about any of that. LAPD found Miriam as a teenager trying to escape, was brought right back. LAPD that, oh, Miriam, this police investigation really needs to close because you know what? Turns out your statute of limitations are run out. And yeah, we have it on tape that your dad admitted what he did to you. But you know what? Better luck next lifetime. See you later. The LAPD has to go. Bye-bye. Because if anybody thinks, this must have just been the one time that they maybe did get one thing, what about the literal audio recorded of a Scientology father admitting to the LAPD what he did to the daughter? But, we can't prosecute it. Oh, yeah, we're really going to lose this one. Really? You're going to lose the one where you have the father's admission? I mean, forget that you're too pathetic to go get the files from Scientology. Forget that your balls have been completely cut off and you have none. 0. Like, yo, Scientology really need to get those files because you know what? Turns out you guys write everything in the files, and turns out if you're so squeaky clean like you purport to be, wouldn't the fucking files exonerate all of you? You wish the files would exonerate. The files is what makes them complicit beyond a reasonable motherfucking doubt, and then some. Again, for the pathetic investigators that have no idea how to investigate, we, the kids that grew up in Scientology, do know how the fuck to investigate. And we've investigated, and you know what? When the fuck we found the Sherman fucking tank. Who is enabling our parents? Who is getting the reports of what our parents knew they were doing to us and then going, you know what? No, I'm not going to be a mandated reporter. You know what? Those kids can go F themselves. Better luck next lifetime. Imagine a system designed to catch the worst of society's crimes, actively choosing to let them go unpunished. Imagine the weight of that silence, the suffocating, unnatural stillness of crimes left unspoken, left unchallenged, left to fester in the dark. And now they want to pretend it's a shock, it's an oversight, it's an unfortunate error of bureaucracy. Well, we're not here for apologies. We're not here for empty reassurances. We are here for action, speaking a lot louder than motherfucking words. This isn't just about one report. This isn't just about one case. This is about decades of unchecked abuse. This is about the fact that the law, written in black and white, has been ignored time and time again in favor of those who hold power through fear, wealth, and deception. The 1997 Child Protection Act mandates reporting. It mandates action. It mandates gling, 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 consequences, legal consequences to the mandated reporters that do not report. If you're sitting in a position required by law to mandated report, you don't get a choice. You don't get to decide. You are in a system where the report came to you. You knew. So what did you do right after you knew? Nothing. You buried it. You became aiding and abetting in a criminal racketeering conspiracy where this was being done to every child. There's not been one kid in Scientology that has been helped by any mandated reporters. Not one. Not a one. Period. They're not being helped. They're being actively squashed, put back, gaslit, told that some other lifetime is really what happened to you. And that type of language is highly effective on young, naive minds that are still forming, are still trying to make heads of tails of life. And all they have is guidance through these words that a big deal is made about the grooming. So before anybody wants to go, but they had no idea they were grooming their kids. So why the F were they teaching us the definitions? Why the F were they making us make so many sentences with the definitions? Why the F were they telling us to demonstrate how this was actually working? Oh yeah, make it in a clay demo, do it on a demo, show it to us that you really know this. Grooming, they're groomers. And the LAPD has known that they are groomers, and the LAPD turns a blind eye. To side with that. Imagine siding with that. In Scientology, an organization that has built itself on erasing truth, erasing history, erasing victims, continues to operate as if the law does not apply to them whatsoever. I see your question here, Martha. According to the law, aren't clergy mandated reporters? Wouldn't failure to report across the decades be a basis to trip COC of tax exempt status? Yes, 100%. And I do see your point here too, Dreamscape, that you say, unfortunately, that Things that are told in religion under the seal of confession do not require reporting, and it's BS. Now, remember, guys, we've been told that Kakamimi story our whole lives. Oh, because it really did happen in these very, very confidential settings. Well, in what world was it so confidential that this woman knew the A through C? Mind you, she's not a religious thing. She's a nothing. She's a Scientology mother, a paid donor of these people, a woman that donated more millions that can even be literally counted. So, in what world is a woman like that in possession of this type of criminal situation? This was done in her own business. Don't forget, she told us. Don't forget, she told us that she knows how subpoenas work. Don't forget, she told us she knows that CP is illegal. Don't forget, she told us that she knew of everything. What was religious about her knowing everything? Yeah, it's just, it's like the parents of the children molested by the Catholic Church not reporting. Yeah, and I mean, I don't know in the case of the Catholic Church what was happening, you guys. I can only speak to the way that these people know. This way that these people knew, the way that these people were made part of the cycle. The parents were called in. Oh, yeah, your child was out to eat by this person. Oh, but don't worry about it. We're working on a handling now. It's going to start all floating and going great and wonderful. That's all it took for these parents to go, okay, well, that sounds great and wonderful. And then they never went to the LAPD. That is called their parents subjecting their kids to disgusting environments that are indefensible and unacceptable and completely, they're just completely deranged. It's indefensible what's been done, what's been found, what's been contextualized, you know, and I think that's what we're talking about here. If a law is broken, confidentiality is not enforceable. Thank you. That's correct. On top of that, I mean, and we're talking about the most egregious of laws being broken, you guys. Again, like everybody knows that these are the most serious of serious laws. Ask Ruby Frankie how things worked out for her. Once she was caught with her literal pants down, never mind the kid had to help himself. Right? Never mind that all the burden to save themselves is always comes to the kid because no one will do it for them. No one will go and rescue them. No one will go and think two steps ahead of the predators. No, there's just no capacity. Like everyone is like, oh, zero critical thinking skills. How stupid can anyone actually be? I mean, this is what it's giving. Like it's giving plain dumb for the detriment of all the kids who have no capacity to even know that they're in trouble. I mean, you look at, Sabrina Cardone and her sister, they don't look like they're in trouble. We know they're in trouble. We know they're being told that whenever, Sabrina does this or that, she could be told, oh, you're out to D, oh, you're floating this, oh, you're doing that, you need to write your withholds, you're really banky. Like, that's happening to her right now. She's being spoken to, dehumanized that way. Is she going to know that that's happening to her right now? No, you don't know it. When they're gassing you, the gas is invisible. So in case everybody really thought the gas came in a lot of colors and Kool-Aid and all that, no. The gas is invisible. That's why it's deadly. That's why it's deadly. Because no one can smell the gas of the L. Ron Hubbard dishonesty. No one can smell it. For some reason, their smell sense is utterly gone. So their sense of smell is gone, their sense of taste. You can serve a platter of shit, and these people would be like, oh my God, this is the most amazing, this is the most great, and this is the most wonderful. They're completely devoid of any rationality whatsoever. They're just obsessed with Goo Goo Gaga L. Ron Hubbard. He really had it right, and I'm really so lucky to be here with this. I really feel so proud to be at this hotel. So how many more kids need to be sacrificed for this machine of silence? How many more reports must be filed, dismissed, lost, ignored, shredded? And how many more people, office leaders, so-called protectors, must knowingly turn their backs before this city finally admits that it has failed all the kids that are growing up inside of Scientology through no fault of their own, through no consent of their own, through not knowing what in the literal living hell is going on. Stop expecting those kids to advocate for themselves, LAPD. In case you didn't notice, we could not do that when we were under the thumb of our own parents. That's how hardcore they are. That's how the grooming was done. That's how extreme it went. So for all of you that are confused at the LAPD, stop being fucking confused. Because the silence they chose is not the silence that we carry. The way they refuse is the way that we will bring crashing down upon them. No more secrecy, no more cover-ups, no more kids in Scientology, and no more pretending that those who knew were anything less than complicit. Ask questions, you guys. I don't know what else to say. I'm out of words for one, so by all means, if anybody has questions, let me know, because people should have questions. People should have questions. So I would be happy to answer questions. Chat. Sorry you're late, Kelly. Well, you know what? It's never too late to be in the present moment. It's never too late to be in the here and the now. It's never too late to realize that, yes, everything is rotten to the core, that there is no saving grace, that there is no plausible deniability, that there is no benefit of the doubt, and that this city has a lot to confront, and this city has a lot of answers to give the kids that were raised in Scientology, being told that they were miniature adults, being told that they were 100% responsible for all their abuse perpetrated on them. Actually, we're gonna go into a further corroboration, guys, but I'm gonna end this live because I have to do something. I appreciate all of your support. I appreciate you watching. I appreciate you acknowledging our plight, acknowledging this absolutely important, vital need to awaken all those who refuse to be awake. At this point, you are playing dumb. At this point, you're just closing your eyes and pretending, oh, I'm really sleeping. Well, you know what? We're out. We're out of patience for those games. People need to realize what in the F time it actually is. The evidence is clear. It's right there. They all knew. They've all been doing nothing about it. And it's only kids that get abused when no one's doing anything about it. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all really soon today. Bye-bye.